The East Coast don't love Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. The East Coast ain't got no love for Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Death Row. Y'all don't love us. Y'all don't love us. Well, let it be known then. We know y'all East Coast. We know we at East Coast and out.
I remember the East Coast West Coast war like it was yesterday. A sad and unfortunate time in hip hop history. It led to us losing two great MCs, two of the greatest by most accounts, Biggie Smalls and Tupac. But where did this start? Where did this supposed East Coast, West Coast thing start? All right, let's go all the way back. Let's go all the way back. There's always been a rivalry between the East Coast and the West Coast, especially back then, especially when it came to hip hop. We on the West Coast, we embraced East Coast hip hop. Run DMC, Fat Boys, Beastie Boys, they were all getting play on LA radio. Now let's fast forward to the time where the West Coast starts bubbling up. You have artists like Too Short selling hundreds of thousands, million copies, independent. You had artists like E40. And you had artists like NWA, who sold 3-4 million copies without any major radio airplay. But were the East Coast radio stations showing as much love as we showed them, as we showed their artists? By most accounts, many would say no. No, the East Coast radio stations were not playing West Coast music.
At the time, we stood firm on what we believed, and we believed that the East Coast didn't show us no respect. So we was like, fuck y'all. And we stood on that, and we was riding with that, like for real, by any means. We was like, hey, because we really felt disrespected. We felt like they didn't give us our love like we gave them their love.
There's a lot of different variables. People will say this situation started the East Coast West Coast war, that situation started the East Coast West Coast war. I don't know if there was an official start to the East Coast West Coast war, but there were things building up.
Let's go to this video. This is NWA. Hold on. Can I introduce this video? Yeah. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. This is 4 little kids with big suits on that don't fit them with fake Uzis in this video. This is NWA.
I remember specifically a rapper by the name of Tim Dog. And although Tim Dog sounds like he's from the West Coast, he ain't from the West Coast. Tim Dog was an East Coast rapper from the Bronx. And he had a song called F Compton.
He was like telling me he wants some NWA stuff. Like, yo. And, I just got pissed off. I was like, man, them. I decided to do a demo called Compton. To show everybody, how I feel about them. Because it seemed like the whole world was on their well, I don't know. Because they obviously was lying to everybody. They was perpetrating the fraud. And where I'm from, when you do that, you get beat down.
And this song came out of nowhere. I remember in my head thinking, wait, why would you make a song called F Compton? I didn't live in Compton at that time. But, I knew Long Beach and I knew Compton was right there. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of interesting. So I was a little too young to understand it. But apparently Tim Dog released that song because he noticed the West Coast was making some noise and he didn't really like the image the West Coast was portraying. The gangster image, I guess, for lack of better words. So he took it upon himself to diss a whole city.
When the record came out, he was just that's what he was on at that time. But his whole image wasn't dissing Compton. I think he did the song just to try to stir up some controversy with himself, with Dr. Dre and all that stuff.
Why Compton? I mean, NWA were from Compton, and they were the ones making the big noise, not just on the West Coast, but all over the country.
It had different messages in the song. Like, he told it more in an aggressive way, like all the gang stuff is for stupid people. Like, he don't want, he was just thinking, like, he had an overall picture in that lifestyle when he made that song.
The song that later came out, jumping ahead a little bit here, but F with Dre Day from Dr. Dre's Chronic album, you may remember he has a whole verse dedicated to Tim Dog. Him and Snoop, they diss. Tim M.U.T. Your bark was loud, but your bite wasn't vicious. And them rhymes you were kicking were quite bootylicious. You get with Doggy Dog, oh, is he crazy? With your mama and your daddy hollering, baby. That was all directed at Tim Dog, because Tim Dog, year or so before this album was released, couple years, had the song called F Compton, and Dre, being from Compton, was not happy about that. Did that start the East Coast West Coast war? I wouldn't say it did, but it just showed you that there were things bubbling up, right? There were things bubbling up, and West Coast isn't going to back down. I mean, now we have the numbers, right? You know, in 83, 84, there weren't any West Coast artists that hit mainstream. But, 89, 90, 91, now we're talking. Now we have artists who are selling millions and still getting no love. Before we continue, I'm going to ask everybody to hit that like button if you haven't already. Just hit it right there. Yep, it's right there. Doesn't cost you. I don't even know if you hit it or not, but it helps the algorithm. So if you can just hit that like button, go ahead and put your drink down, put your baby down, put your blunt down, whatever, and just actually you could hold the baby, hold the blunt. Hopefully you're not holding both at the same time, a baby and a blunt, but just take one little finger and go boom right there on that like button. Thank you so very much. And if you like West Coast hip hop history, if you like hip hop history, period, subscribe to the channel, DustyVisionTV.
I'm Snoop Dogg. I never had any beef with anybody from the East.
All right. So the East Coast, West Coast situation. We're going to bounce all over the place, but a lot of people would say that it started with the Quad Studios situation where Tupac, they put a few bullets in Tupac on November 30th, 1994. Now, Pac was scheduled to record a verse with an artist by the name of Lil Sean at the Quad Studios. And, Pac needed the money at the time. So he's like, boom, I'll meet you up there. They came up with a money figure that everybody agreed with. Boom. They get there. He was going through a lot of legal stuff. He needed money for his legal fees. Pac was getting hit left and right with legal situations. So he's like, dude, let me do this Lil Sean verse, right? And as he arrived, members of Junior Mafia were there. And apparently they greeted him from the top. What up, Pac? Come on up, man. We got blunts, man. We got bitches, man. Come on up, man. So Pac sees them, right? And he's like, oh, okay. I didn't know they were supposed to be here. Maybe a red flag in hindsight, right, for Pac? But everyone knows the story. He got on the elevator. Some dudes tried to rob him. And they ended up putting some bullets into him. And he was wheeled out on a stretcher. And as he was being wheeled out, throws up the middle finger. Now, what made this suspicious? Well, Pac was of the mindset that I'm coming to your city. I'm coming to your neighborhood. I'm coming to the studio that you record at all the time. And you're telling me you don't know who put these bullets in me? Is that what you're telling me, Biggie and Junior Mafia? And that was Pac's thinking. Shortly after this whole situation, he was sentenced to jail. And he spent time on Rikers Island. And he said that as he saw Bad Boy and them blowing up, this is all that was going on through his head. So all he wanted to do when he got out was get revenge. He sees Bad Boy blowing up. He sees Biggie. And this is all Pac's saying. He saw Biggie changing his lyrics to more of a player style, similar to what Pac was doing. Pac is seeing this from behind the scene bars, and he can't do anything about it. Was that the start of the East Coast, West Coast war? Who knows? Junior Mafia, Biggie, all of them, they all denied everything. They're like, man, Pac, you're tripping, you're paranoid, you're crazy, we would never set you up. All of that. And to this day, they've stood by that.
The thing that got me the most, and I never spoke on it in 20 years. I never spoke on this topic. I never spoke to no other radio station, no one about this. You are the first one.
Thank you.
I'm giving this information to and how I felt about it. Biggie and Pac was best friends that I think people didn't really understand how tight they were.
Let me see how I'm gonna hit you with. You wanna set it off? Man, I'm scared to do some freestyle. Blow. I'm too high and I might go off tempo.
Way beyond the music, these brothers were very, very close. When you can have someone meet you at a train station in Brooklyn, and Little C's and an entourage pick you up from Brooklyn, and bring you to the house, and the love you have out there was amazing. People wouldn't understand the love that them two individuals had when they would just stand next to each other around people, and the excitement that they would bring. Now, the entourages of those individuals were street individuals, period.
Right.
It was street individuals. And all of those individuals that was involved were individuals each party knew. Each party knew. And the thing that got me the most, and I'm going to keep it real with you, the thing that got me the most is that they knew, and everybody knew, who did it in New York, and that Biggie ain't have nothing to do with it. Everybody knew that. If you were from the streets, out here, and you was in the mix, you knew who the fuck did it. Excuse my language, but you knew.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that got me is the people that was ahead of those brothers, that was in the forefront of them, like Puffy and Suge. You telling me them two brothers with that much money and that much pull in the street, they ain't know the real deal? They knew the real deal. But then they wanted Pac to continue to go on with the bull crap for the record sales. And I'm gonna tell you something. It was, and I understand that some of the individuals that was around my G, they really was feeling where he was coming from, because a lot of them thought that Big did have something to do with it. And Pac was redirected in those conversations because the real OGs that was around him knew the real deal. So the thing that gets me the most is that me and Smooth was back and forth in LA at that time that was going on. Because Ice-T, like I said, is our OG, that's our homie. So we're in LA back and forth with Ice-T. Where's the hate for New York? It was no hate. It was no hate. We was in the Long Beaches, in the Crenshaw.
Yeah, we didn't hate you.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I was in Corona Hills. I was in Beverly Hills. I was all out there. So the love I was getting in LA, I was shouting that back to New York, like, yo, don't listen to the radio stations. Don't listen to the news. Don't listen to this. Yo, LA is going to always be our other home. So individuals that understood it, they knew. Okay, it ain't no beef in it. We ain't got no. And look, Brooklyn didn't have no kind of vibe against LA. Even when the bull crap of they was doing songs back and forth, because everybody thought Biggie's song "Who Shot Ya" was to Tupac, and it wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
Can't even lie.
Okay?
Can't even lie. I thought that too, being out in LA. We thought that.
But it wasn't. It was a song that was done way before the incident happened. And only Brooklyn rappers that was in the mix, that was either number one at the time, like me and Smooth, or was in the mix of us doing music and tours with all of us, they would stop in the D&D studios, and they would stop in there and see Biggie recording his songs, or Big Pun in the other room recording his songs and stuff like that. So we knew the songs was being done months and months, almost years before the shit even happened. But when it happened and you got record execs that control that movement, Of course, they're going to try to take the best record an artist got and run with it and try to throw it out there to make it seem like, oh, well, this is, he's going to defend himself with this.
Yeah.
This right here going to make him look good. But that wasn't Big thing. Big had been said from day one, yo, y'all, I ain't even getting involved with this shit, man. Look, Pac, my nigga, I'm going to let him vent. We'll be able to talk.
They want to know the real shit on all that shit that's been going on. You know how y'all really feel about what's that going on.
I look at this shit like this, man. We all trying to be rich niggas, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That man doing what he got to do, and I'm going to do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Plain and simple. When we see each other, we going to see each other.
That was Big words all the way to the day he got shot. Okay? So it was never no drama from his end. Never. So, to me, it's way bigger than what people can imagine. Now, since Pac and Big gone, everybody wanted to blame the shit on them two. Oh, they did this, Pac did this, Big did this. No, they didn't. Let's keep it real. This game is a money game. That's what it's about. It's a money game. And to the fans out there that don't understand, this is a money game. Period. Any way you can make $1 as an exec and you are the artist, they're going to exploit you. No disrespect, but it's just like a hoe on a strip. If you want to allow them to keep pimping you, they're going to pimp you.
Now let's fast forward to the 1995 Source Awards. I was in 11th grade in 1995. And I wanted everything hip-hop, especially West Coast hip-hop. I was a big fan. And this was a very exciting time. Keep in mind, unfortunately, a year later, both Biggie and Pac would not be here. But in 95, I remember being a very fun time. The Source Awards happened. And anyone who doesn't know what the Source Awards is, the Source was a magazine, and they did an award show every year, and this was their second annual Source Awards. And it was in none other than New York City. New York City! Get a rope. New York City. Now, remember when I said earlier that the East Coast haven't always shown West Coast love, right? Well, that was well known at the 1995 Source Awards because every time a West Coast artist won an award, the crowd started to boo them.
The East Coast don't love Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. The East Coast ain't got no love for Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Death Row. Y'all don't love us. Y'all don't love us. Well, let it be known then. We know y'all East Coast. We know we at East Coast and out.
And keep in mind, 95, the West Coast was running it. We were undoubtedly running it. The West Coast has always showed love to the East Coast. Always. And today, when we're getting our flowers on stage, y'all are booing us?
First of all, I'd like to thank God. Second of all, I'd like to thank my whole entire Death Row family on both sides, you know what I'm saying? I'd like to tell Tupac to keep his guards up. We ride with him. And one other thing I'd like to say, any artists out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing. Come to Death Row.
Hell, they even booed Outkast. Outkast is from the South. Now, I think in hindsight, it's crazy, right? Legendary group Outkast sold tens of millions of records, probably 100 million records. No, not that many, but tens of millions of records. And they got booed back in 95 for their album, which was a great album.
Yeah.
Shit, AT aliens, outcasts. I came into this world high as a bird from secondhand cocaine powder. I know that sounds absurd. I never tooted, but it's in my veins. While the rest of the country bungees off bridges without no snapback and bitches. They say they need that to shake their fannies in these ass clubs. They go the other route, turn each other out, burn each other out. Where a bona fide nigga like me can't even get no back rub these days. Ain't that bleak on your part? But let me hold it down, cause they shut you down when you speak from your heart. Now that's hard. While we ran and raving about gats, nigga, they made them gats. They got some shit that'll blow out our back from where they stay at. That is Andre 3000, one of my favorite artists, MCs, all of the above of all time, except for that BS flute album that you just put out about a year ago, or last year, Andre. I can't get jiggy with that shit, man. I'm sorry, I can't. You're still the GOAT. Just that verse alone on that AT Aliens album. But yes, they got booed at the Source Awards.
Like this though, I'm tired of folks, you know what I'm saying? Them closed-minded folks, you know what I'm saying? It's like we got a demo tape and don't nobody want to hear, but it's like this, the South got something to say. That's all I got to say.
So the East Coast, they weren't trying to have none of this West Coast shit, this khakis, and what are they talking about? Crips and Bloods? Because keep in mind, even then back then, Crips and Bloods was a new thing to New York. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that was it right there. So we had that situation. What did that start the East Coast West Coast war? I'm just curious. Comment down below. What do you think started the East Coast West Coast war?
95, 96, 97. You know, that was definitely my favorite era. You know, but once you saw a lot of the casualties that came with it, Pac, Big, and all these things that happened, all these unfortunate situations that happened, it was a little scary at that point. It's like, wow, like really? Like this is really what this kind of beef produced? Like, you know, because at first you look at it and it's like, oh, they dissing each other. You know, F the East Coast, F the West Coast, whatever the case may be, people taking sides, whatever. It was definitely something different, but it produced a lot of dope music. But again, the circumstances at the end of that was just a little too much. I felt like it went a little bit over the line at that point, when we started to lose our soldiers out.
I personally believe the Source magazine had a lot to do with it. They put out a magazine. And on the magazine, it said, in big ass letters, East Coast, West Coast war. And it had Biggie Smalls, and I believe Puffy was on it. All this time, we're looking at it as Death Row versus Bad Boy, because we see Suge Knight going after Shin. We hear little sly disses from them on their side.
Once they see the reaction, they kept feeding it, because one thing about it, them numbers gonna generate some ad sales. And any magazine, YouTube channel, Twitter channel, TikTok, Instagram, all of them want the same thing: eyeballs and ears. When Source magazine was popping, we didn't have the internet. One of my buddies, he owned his own magazine as well, Rap Pages, and you know, a lot of things he straightened out because he knew better. But again, you got folks that didn't really care. I got to say allegedly just to keep us from getting sued, but that was always my take. They kind of fueled that situation, and yes, there was some stupid things said, but instead of de-escalating, they were escalated, and that's how you got the East Coast West Coast beef.
And for a magazine such as big as them, they should be ashamed of themselves. And I think they are. I know other people pulled the trigger, but I think they are about as responsible for the people who pulled the trigger that ended the lives of Tupac and the people who ended the lives of Biggie Smalls. So problems continued to mount when Suge Knight and Diddy attended a birthday party for Jermaine Dupri, JD, at a club in Atlanta. Apparently, there was a situation where Big Jake Robles, a close friend of Suge Knight's and a Death Row Blood affiliate, he had his life taken away from him as he was getting into a limousine. And Suge Knight accused Puffy of being involved. So now this is no longer a music thing, ladies and gentlemen. Someone has lost their life.
Well, Jake Robles was Suge's a good friend of Suge's, and he was another gang member who was around them. But Jake was very interested in the business and was learning, was kind of trying to. He was really Suge's business protege in addition to everything else. And he and Suge were in Atlanta for a birthday party at a club, and Bad Boy was there. And there's a dispute over girls that spills out outside, and somebody pulls a gun and shoots Jake Robles, and he's mortally wounded. He lived for another few weeks, but eventually, succumbed to his injuries. And Suge blamed that on, I think, Puffy's bodyguard, a guy named Wolf. Yep. Okay. Anthony Wolf Jones. And so that at that point, it's like, okay,
that's where
now it's serious.
All the while, Pac is still sitting in prison, Rikers Island, or is it Clinton? Wait, is it the same thing? Forgive me if I'm wrong. I think it was Clinton Correctional. But, legend has it that Suge Knight approached him. There was a contract that was signed on the spot, and as soon as Pac got out of prison, he would have a home in death row, and damn it, that's what happened. Pac came home, and everyone else's album was placed on hold. Yeah, Lady of Rage, I know you had an album coming out in 2 weeks. We're going to place that on hold for another year. Dog Pound, I know you're working on that follow-up album, but I'm sorry, Pac is home. We got to go on and handle this business and get Pac. So a lot of the songs that ended up on that Death Row debut, those were songs that were already done. They just took out verses of people, and then they just dropped Pac's verse in there. A lot of good stuff. I mean, INS the Rebel was on there. There was so many people that were taking off certain songs. But yeah, Pac comes home. They give them all. They're good songs. They're good beats. And Pac releases an album that ends up becoming a classic. Now, right around this time, Pac, first of all, like I mentioned, Pac came out with, I feel he came out with an agenda. And he knew that no one better than Death Row Records could push his agenda of wanting to destroy Bad Boy Records for what he thinks they did to him back in 1994 at Quad Studios in New York. So Pac comes out and he drops one of the most vicious diss songs that I've ever heard in my life. And I remember being at a party in 1996, a few days after this song came out, and everyone in LA had heard it 100 times. But I remember sitting in a party, it was a house party, and that song coming on, and everyone in the fucking house party was singing it word for word. They knew every single lyric. From the moment he said, "I effed your B, you fat mother effer," all the way. First off, F your B and the click you claim. West side when we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but I F'd your wife. We bust on bad boys and go for life. Weak heart side. Come on, man. Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia. He went after everybody. And not only that, he said, man, I'm going to let my lil dudes handle you guys. Y'all ain't even on my level right now. I'm going to let my lil dudes handle y'all. Get out the way, yo. Get out the way, yo. Biggie Smalls just got dropped. Little move past the mat. And let me hit him from the back. Frank White need to get spanked right for setting traps. Little accident murderer. And I ain't never heard of ya. Poison a gas attack when I'm serving ya. Come on. Spank you, shake your whole style from becoming dog. Man, dude. And vicious. And then Pac at the end. And when I say we were singing every single word to the song, I'm including that long-ass outro where Tupac starts dissing everybody and he just talks for like 2 minutes. Talking about Mobb Deep. You got a sickle cell. How low of a blow was that? But all is fair in love and war. And Pac is going to go after your jugular. And did he? He went after jugulars. He said F Chino XL. He said, F Bad Boy as a staff, label, and as a mother effing crew. And if you want to be down with Bad Boy, what? Then F you too. So Mobb Deep, obviously, and by all accounts, Mobb Deep and their crew, they were pretty much with the shits. So from what I understand, they off top, they wanted to end Pac's life after hearing this. After hearing this scathing diss song, where not only are they going after him lyrically and talking, but he's talking about this disease that P is dying from. And how what's the word? How personal does it get? That was personal. So then Mobb Deep comes in the picture.
When that happened, that's right when Pac got signed to Death Row. So I guess he felt like he was the one that had to step up and be like, you know what? I'm gonna be the one that's gonna go at all you niggas, and I'm gonna show my loyalty to Death Row since I'm new over here, and we're gonna make it happen right now. Fuck that, it's war. So that's how it really started, you know what I'm saying? We ain't had no problem with Pac. It was really just snooping them, you know what I'm saying? But Pac was holding it down for his crew, just like we was holding it down for New York, you know what I'm saying? So
they released Drop a Gem on him. And in my opinion, not even as hard as the song as Hit 'Em Up. I'm sorry. Like, that shit dropped, and I was like, next. And now I'm just on the West Coast. Keep in mind, this is before Biggie and Pac were popped. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm loving all this time. And when I heard that Mobb Deep song, I'm like, that shit's trash. I'm just keeping it 1,000. I appreciate it, just knowing the whole backstory and everything. And, you know, today, in this day and time. But back in 1995, I thought that shit was trash. Basuda, get that ish out of here. Just my personal opinion. So that went down, right? So, and just there were little back and forths. I even remember, well, I don't remember. I know for a fact. I remember when I first heard it. That's what I meant to say. When I first heard Biggie respond, because Biggie wasn't like Pac, and he was going on interviews saying F these guys. He was doing songs saying F these guys. He was going everywhere saying F Bad Boy as a staff, record label, and as a crew. And if you want to be down with Bad Boy, say it with me. Then F you too. But yeah, Biggie was staying pretty silent for the most part. And then Jay-Z releases his debut album, and Biggie Smalls is on a song. Probably my favorite song on the whole album, and not even because of the lyric. And at this time, Biggie Smalls was the bigger artist between Jay-Z and Biggie. Biggie was the man at this time, ladies and gentlemen. So that for Jay-Z to have Biggie on his album, that was huge for Jay-Z. But Biggie also took the opportunity, knowing that this album might be popular, and he got at Pac. And he said, if Faith had twins, she'd probably have two Pacs. Get it? Two Pac.
If they have twins, you probably have two Pacs. Time to separate them. Time to separate them.
That was it. Just a slight little slick diss. And that's all it took. That's all it took. Now, shots were going back and forth between other artists jumped in. I mean, a lot of other artists started jumping in. Unfortunately, artists were getting jumped, you know, when they would go perform in certain places. East Coast were afraid to come to the West Coast. West Coast wasn't going to the East Coast. It was really, really bad at that time. But the whole Faith had twins, she'd probably have two Pacs. Get it? Two Pacs? What does that mean, Dusty Vision? Well, if you know the story, you know that Tupac supposedly banged Faith Evans. Faith was coming out to LA to supposedly try to make peace. Is that what it was? Is that what I remember hearing? She was trying to make peace between her husband and Pac, but somehow she slipped, fell, and landed on Pac's dick. So Pac going back to hit him up, first opening line. That's why I effed your B, you fat mother effer. Get money. Faith was so sexy. Holy shit, was Faith so beautiful and sexy? I haven't seen her lately, but I'm assuming she's still beautiful. But man, she was just so gorgeous. I can't even think of any other word to describe the lovely Faith Evans, man. But that does kind of suck that she went out to LA and slipped, fell, and landed on Pac's dick, allegedly. But once again, during this time, there were diss tracks going back and forth, and there was one song specifically that people say was made in innocence, and there was no ill will, no malice. But there's a song called, I love this song. The beat is crazy good, and I liked it back then. I was like, this beat is nuts. See, I wasn't completely hating on the East Coast, but I was representing the West Coast back then, and that's, you had to take a stance. You had to take a stance. It felt weird, but as a hip hop fan, you had to take a stance. Are you East Coast or are you West Coast? I know you kids don't even know what the hell, like, it sounds weird even thinking that, but I'm telling you guys, you had to take a stance for like a good year. And then when Pac and Biggie left us, everybody realized how stupid that was, and thankfully we united after that. But LL Cool J had a song. The beat is so sick. I keep saying that. It's called I Shot Ya. And some places would say that it was referring to the Tupac incident at Quad Studios. Others were saying that song was made way before that and it had nothing to do with it. It was just happened to be released earlier. What can be agreed on, though, is it probably shouldn't have been released. That was probably not a good time to release it. You know what I mean? Because you got Pac over there just pissed, bouncing off the walls like Tasmanian devil, wanting to take out everybody. And here's this little, let me just throw this little piece out there and make them think we're talking about him. I feel like, if you ask me, I feel like everyone involved kind of knew what they were doing with the timing when they released it. Just my opinion, but who am I? I'm just a guy with a microphone in front of me. So yeah, what do you guys think? Comment down below. Do you think I Shot Ya was released in bad timing? Do you think I Shot Ya was about the incident in Quad Studios? Comment down below. Now, in this ever-continuing situation, Dog Pound releases a classic album, and on this classic album, they have a song called New York, New York.
When he battled Method Man, I was rapping. When Corrupt battled Night, I Served 2,000 MC. It was really like about 150, 200 New York niggas out there. But we was all out there, and niggas battled like damn near every familiar face you seen.
Yeah, you was there.
Yeah, I was right there standing next to Corrupt.
The night I served 2,000 MCs, ain't live. Cause can't none fuck with the DPGs.
Me and Daz was there. Me, Daz, we was all right there.
Damn.
So we was hanging out. We was hanging out in New York, and it went up. So look, now, you know, when we get home, niggas was working on projects already. You feel me? Niggas was working on projects, so we went straight to the shit. Boom. That went straight to the thing. DJ Poop, Biggie already rapped on that beat.
I know you're thinking, well, goddamn, what he drinking? The cooking leather. No other beer feel better. I used to be a hustler, now I'm a 22 brew guzzler. Other beers I'm not loving you. Forget the great taste that's less filling. I'd rather have some eyes and some dimes in the crib chilling, or in the six relaxing. Honey's in the back, cracking 6-packs, rubbing my back. Big Papa, you all that.
Biggie St. Ives commercial was hard as fuck.
Yeah, I'm
Nigga
bumping it right now.
Corrupt that beat it, aired it out.
Once again, the beat is crazy. Shout out to DJ Pooh, who is the one who produced that song. Sheesh. That song is amazing. Now, they said that this song was supposed to be an homage. They were paying homage to New York, the Grandmaster Flashes and the KRS-Ones and the stuff like that. So they wanted to pay homage to New York. Well, New York didn't feel like they were being paid homage to. So apparently, the Death Row group, while they were out there recording that video, they were shot at, and their trailer was just shot up with a bunch of bullets. A lot of people are saying, and I can't find this audio anywhere, but so many people have said that they heard it on the radio and all that it's about fact now. But people said that Biggie Smalls got on the radio and said, yo, these guys are in your city doing a video Go handle that. Apparently, someone went and handled that. Thankfully, no one was hit. So here the dog pound are in New York City. They had shipped lowriders out there and everything. They were going to do videos all up and down New York, thanking them. We love you, New York. So now they're like, these motherfuckers just tried to kill us. F New York. F New York. So now things took a change. And the video that once was going to pay homage to New York, now Snoop Dogg is kicking over famous landmarks. Empire State Building. All that, just walking through New York, kicking over buildings and boroughs and stepping on the boroughs. Now there was no doubt in anyone's mind that the West Coast
situation come about?
Yeah, the West Coast are a little upset right now.
The Tupac
Here we are,
situation
East Coast
came about.
sees us recording. He sees Death Row recording a video, and now it's on and cracking again. It just got turned up another notch.
You know, kicking over the New York building.
Another notch.
Stomping through New York, whatever.
Now,
and I think
shortly after that, Capone and Noriega, yes, that Noriega, Nori from the Drink Champs, they did a song called L.A.
At the award show, he was like, "Oh, New York ain't got
And
no
I
love.
remember
Snoop Dogg,
hearing this song after hearing New York, New York, after hearing Hit 'Em Up. And I remember hearing that song L.A. from Noriega, Mobb Deep, and Tragedy Gaddafi. And I remember thinking to myself, this song is trash.
He did that video.
That's what I thought back then, as once again a West Coast supporter, as a person who was repping the West Coast. And even then, I still don't think it holds up to Hit 'Em Up and what's the other song? New York, New York. It doesn't. Yeah, it was. In hindsight, great song. Plus, even just knowing the story behind it, very cool song. But even back then, as a 17-year-old me, I was like, that's basura, dog. That's trash. Trash, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Basura.
I don't know. All I can say is
so that was released.
I spoke about it.
And it was just going down, man. It ended up being a situation where
a couple people had something to say.
Puffy supposedly
but we were like the first one.
Had some Compton
like,
Crips on his side to give him security when he was out and about on the West Coast, and it was just going back and forth. It was just going back and forth, and it led to the untimely, unfortunate situation. Obviously, Tupac first in September of 1996, when his life was taken from him in Las Vegas after a Tyson fight. 6 months after that, Biggie Smalls, March 9th, 1997, was gunned down while he was out here in Los Angeles. You guys know the story behind Biggie and Tupac. There's been 8,000 documentaries on them. 458 million podcasts have talked about it. So I'm not going to get into the Biggie and Tupac situation. But that, in my opinion, is where it ended. And we realized this thing was so stupid. That's when we realized how stupid it was. Unfortunately, we had to lose two brilliant, two amazing, two extraordinary MCs to see that this was all dumb. So what do you think, guys? Comment down below. When do you think the East Coast, West Coast war started? Thank you for tuning in to Dusty Vision TV. Please hit that like button if you have not already. And if this is your first time joining the channel and you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, you just might appreciate this bonus clip I'm about to play for you right now.
Folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family.
We just pulled up to the drive-in theater. We're going to check out Smile 2. We saw part 1. Was it last year? Maybe it was about last year, right? Mm-hmm. It was a pretty good one, so we're going to check out part 2 now. Are you familiar with the Smile franchise? First one was pretty successful, so they decided to do a part 2. Let's see if it's as good as part 1. And damn, it's a 3-hour and 20-minute movie? God damn. Is my math correct? Wait, no, that was 3 hours and 20 minutes, baby. Okay.
That's just when the next showing is.
That's just when the next showing, okay. Well, they time
It's on like an hour and a half.
Okay, cool. I was like, man, we about to turn right back around. Yeah, do you guys have a drive-in in your city? I love coming to the drive-in because you can have a little more freedom, right? And it's more of a nostalgic thing for me. When I was a kid, I used to love coming to the drive-in. So let's go check this movie out. Hello. Smile 2, please. 2, please.
28. Thank you.
I love your shirt.
Thank you.
Is this a popular movie tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
They're both doing pretty good. They're both selling about the same amount of tickets.
What's the other one?
Wild Robot.
Oh, nice.
So
Cool.
the radio station's on the ticket. Just head to the right all the way down.
Thank you. Have a good one.
night.
Wild River?
Mm-hmm. No idea. Don't know what that is, but we are gonna go watch Smile 2.
I thought she was gonna say Terrifier 3. Ooh, we made out electric?
We did.
How much?
30% left.
Ooh, we might make it home on electric.
Yeah, electric.
This is where you have to pay attention because he talks like the girl from the.
Go to the left. Yeah, customer service is non-existent nowadays, but hey, what are you gonna do? Now he looks a little more put together. Let's see. Let's see though. All right. Ten more minutes. Perfect timing.
I think he's gonna ask you for tickets.
Yeah. How you doing, man?
Good.
All right.
It'll be left screen 2.
Left screen 2. Thank you. Left.
Well, at least he wasn't wearing a mask.
Left screen. All right. It's only 2 screens, so I guess we're right. All right, here we are, kids, huh? We are at the drive-in. All right, so we have our cooler full of ice and beers. Hello. All right, time for a potty break before we watch the movie. This won't be the only potty break because I potty a lot. Beautiful night out here, perfect night for a scary movie with my wife. Love this time of season. Halloween, baby. All right, time to go to the snack bar. You know you got to check out the snack bar when you come to the movies, man.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
They have the best popcorn here. Let's see what we got up there. What do we got up there? How you doing, man? Oh, they got the Halloween bucket. Remember that from last time, huh? Man, this was the spot back in the day. Look at that popcorn. I've been sitting out there since Thursday. Those pretzels, about a week and a half old. But when I was a kid, man, it was all about the icy, bro. Icy and popcorn. That's all I got. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Nice. Smile 2, baby. You ready? Let's go.
Your attention, please. All new Hotshot electric in-car heaters have been installed for your comfort and convenience. Just insert heater through car window and turn on the switch. When leaving, please turn switch off and replace on speaker post. Warning, high voltage. For your own safety, do not attempt to repair or remove wires. Do not attempt to open heater unit. If you need assistance, please notify the theater box office or concession manager.
Back in the day, they used to put a big speaker on this thing here, and you would connect the speaker to your car.
Please remember to replace the speaker on the post when you leave the theater.
But as technology advanced, they give you a radio station, and you put in the radio station, and the movie plays directly from your radio. I know the kids right now are like, what's a radio? A radio was our Spotify back in the day. All right, got the drinks poured. Let's go check out the movie. It's about to start, y'all.
The throne
About to start, y'all.
is vacant.
Yeah, that's one we probably won't be watching. That should look boring as F. Let's see what's next. Which preview is next?
Bloody violence.
Ooh, dun dun dun. Oh, it's the new Diddy movie.
Choosing gladiators.
Oh, it's the Gladiators one.
Prisoners of war.
They is. They had black gladiators back then, baby. All right, so let's see. The first Gladiators was cool. It's actually a really good movie. Are you not entertained?
Whose head could I give?
Are you not entertained?
General will do. Rome has taken everything from me.
This is one I probably won't watch until like 2035. After I've seen about 700 movies. And then I'll finally be on a plane, and then I'll be like, you know what, let me watch this while I'm on a random plane ride. But it looks good. Next. Got my popcorn. Focus features. Alright, so.
Come to me.
Come to me.
Come to me. Hear my call.
What is this? What is these?
Nun, the nun.
The Nun.
Come to me.
The religious movies, horror movies have always kind of freaked me out. But I like those. But yeah. The religious ones are always like, damn, this could kind of happen, you know?
Does evil come from within us?
Oh, this shit takes place in like 1643 or some shit.
No, thank you.
I'm good. Next. They're remaking Nosferatu. Yeah, I'm good. Probably would never see that movie. Ever. Christmas 2024. Alright, let's see what else is coming up. The following preview has been approved to accompany.
Okay. Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, Aston, now McLaren, all have a speed on the straights.
Apple original film.
Our shot is battling in the turns. We need to build our car for combat.
Thought it sounded familiar. Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to
Alright.
that's
Let's see
safe?
what this movie is.
Everything that's safe.
Is there another? No. Good. Alright. Next. The following restricted preview has been approved. Damn, this was
Like
red.
violence, strong sex. At least we'll all be together.
Another preview?
I know what you're
Alright, let's see
thinking.
what this one is. Oh, this is
What's with the monkey?
wait. Oh,
I'm Robbie Williams. I'm one of the biggest pop stars in the world.
And next. So far, all the previews have sucked. Let's hope the movie is better than the previews. Here we go. You guys ready?
I'm Naomi
who
Scott.
is this?
It was truly unforgettable to
here we
play
go.
Sky Riley and to be a part of the Smile universe.
Right, Smile 2 with my lady. Hey, baby, get your hand away from there. I'm not that kind of guy. At least gotta buy me dinner first. So far, this shit started off good. Damn. Smile 2. Go check it out. So far, so good. So far, so good. Let's go.
It's tripping.
Jesus! Can you knock? We were knocking. You weren't answering.
Oh,
What's your name?
hell no. See? Run! Nah. No, no, no.
It's a pretty cool shirt you got. You want me to sign it?
Ah!
I think I'm supposed to be up here
She
offering
is
words
losing it.
of inspiration and
shit.
advice.
She tripping,
Well,
y'all.
when I think about what I wish some
Oh, she tripping, bro. Oh, shit. Yo, this movie crazy, son. This movie is crazy. If you like horror movies, you gotta check this out, man. Nope.
At the drive-in with my baby watching a movie. Y'all ever go to the drive-in? It's one of my favorite things. Check it out. All right, potty break time again. Told you guys, I'm gonna have to pee again. So far, this movie's really good. I would highly suggest it. Smile 2. You gotta watch the first one though, obviously. Probably catch it on your local streaming service.
Texting Gemma, and I bet you Gemma was never
But Smile 2 is just as good. But yeah, it's a good vibe, man. Everybody's chilling, enjoying the drive-in. Beautiful night, man. Beautiful fall night. It doesn't get much better than this. All right, I'll meet you back here, huh? All right, potty break over.
There's 2 Russian girls in there.
Oh shit, let's see what we missed. Did we miss anything good, people? All right, let's go see.
Hell to the no. Hell to the no. Hell to... Oh, shit. Oh, man. Y'all gotta check this movie out, I'm telling you. Man, y'all. Shit's going down. I can't show much of it because I don't want to get copyrighted, but look at this bitch's face. Oh, hell no. Oh, god damn.
Woo!
What do you think, baby? Did you like it?
That was good.
I liked it too.
I love the gore.
Damn. Nice little twist at the end. Smile 2, man. Go check it out just in time for Halloween.
There's gonna be a Smile 3.
Yeah, definitely give it an 8. Give it an 8. The concept is cool. I like the concept and just the creepiness of everything. Had my anxiety through the roof, man. I'm telling you. But yeah, great night out here at the drive-in. Look, man, if you have a chance to go check out a drive-in, I would highly suggest it. It's a fun night, man. Just, you know, a little different, little break from the norm. You know what I mean? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap for the night. Hope everyone makes it home safely. Be good out there, folks. Peace.
Please remember to replace the speaker on the post when you leave the theater.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.